About a week ago, Hypixel released the pets update in Skyblock, and one of the pets they added was the legendary Phoenix pet. While there's a lot of ways you can get pets in the update, the Phoenix pet can drop from any mob on public islands, but the drop rate is in the tens of millions. It's very rare. Today, I managed to get that pet, not by getting the drop, but instead by borrowing it to test out for this video. So shout out to Phoenix pet for letting me borrow it. It's also a very high level pet too, it's level 86. I think this pet is really cool. It flies around your head and has a little flame that follows you. If you don't like the look of it, you can just simply hide it, but the abilities will still work. It also has 4 perks, and every single other legendary pet in the game only has 3 perks. And it's also the rarest pet in the game, by far. Because there's 4 abilities on this Phoenix pet, I want to try out all the different perks and the use cases that these perks can be used in, and why it's also a really cool pet. So the first perk of this pet that I think is the coolest is Eternal Coins. You literally do not lose coins upon death. Now, if you know me, I have lost a lot of coins on death. I've lost 79 million coins to a skeleton. I've lost like 16 million coins to pearl spamming. 11 million coins to a Sven boss, a lot of things. So I'm gonna just casually take out my entire bank of 236 million coins. We're just gonna head straight to the void. Oh, it's right behind me. There it is. Now the Phoenix pet is not the only thing that can save you from losing coins on death. There is also piggy banks. As you can see, my 3 piggy banks are in this talisman bag right here in my ender chest, so I don't have any on me. There's none in my accessory bag. So I'm just hoping that this thing works so I don't lose like 118 million coins in a matter of seconds. So I'm just gonna jump in the void and hope this works. Yeet! Oh, there it is. I have been saved. I didn't lose any coins. I don't know where my pet went. I think it's all the way over there, slowly getting to me. So as you guys saw there, it saved me from certain death. That is a different ability, and I'll get into that later. But I didn't lose any coins. Also, there's no cooldown on losing the coins. There's a cooldown on a different ability, but this one, it just always works. Now, there is one thing I want to try with this Phoenix pet, is that is piggy banks. What's going to happen? So I have this nice piggy bank. I'm going to see what happens if I fall in the void with a piggy bank and if it'll crack or not. So we have the Phoenix pet, we have our money, we have the piggy bank. I'm going to jump in the void with the piggy bank and see if it cracks or not. It does not crack. Alright, the piggy bank is saved. I can still have my 3 different variants of it without it changing whenever I die. I think the Eternal Coins one is one of the coolest abilities. There's already a piggy bank that does the same thing, so as long as you keep repairing it, you don't really need the pet for that. So there is an item in Skyblock that I just do not like. The Magical Mushroom Soup. It just comes at a few inconveniences that the Phoenix pet gets rid of. So you have to carry around the soup that only works for 2 minutes. You can stack it to get up to an hour of flight time, but as soon as you leave the island, it'll remove the effect. And the Phoenix pet already allows you to fly on a private island without Magical Mushroom Soup. So I can fly whenever I want. There's no cooldown on this, so it lasts for as long as I have the pet out. It's good for things like building, in which you leave the island, you go buy blocks, and then you can just immediately fly back afterwards to continue building, instead of just spamming Magical Mushroom Soup as soon as you rejoin the island. And then eventually wasting all that because you have to go get a block 5 minutes later, and you use too much soup. Also, the description doesn't say this, but you can fly on other people's islands as well. You can see here, I have no soup in my inventory. There's no soup on my sidebar. It just works. And obviously, as soon as I take out the pet, I will stop flying. So those are the first 2 abilities. They're quite useful, but we have these 2 other abilities up here, Rekindle and Fourth Flare. I'll try out Rekindle first. So before death, you become immune. You gain 27.9 strength for 3.7 seconds. Now, the strength and the seconds values do change depending on the level, and a good way to check this is to just go to the auction house. You can see on this level 1 Phoenix, you have 15.2 strength, and it only lasts for 2 seconds. But on this level 86 Phoenix, which is 85 levels higher, it's 3.7 seconds and 27.9 strength. So you can kind of assume that a level 100 Phoenix will last for 4 seconds, and you'll have 30 strength, you know, things like that. Now, the ability sounds cool on paper, but there's only really one way to know if it works or not. So let's go try it out with some Sven bosses. Now, the only reason I'm using Superior is because the Sven bosses deal true damage, and my Superior only gives me 1808 health, whereas Mastiff gives me nearly 30,000, so it's a lot easier to die in Superior armor than Mastiff armor, so the ability will go off more. So here we have a Sven follower. If I kill it, it should spawn my boss. I'm going to place the Overflux. So I'm going to hope the immunity thing goes off, but I can still kill this boss. Alright. This should make it a lot harder. Oh. Okay, the immunity went off. See, that immunity actually helped there. If you use that time to get some lifesteal, it's really useful. Look, the boss is now dead. Because all of those Sven pups were on me, it was like almost impossible to survive in superior armor. The only reason you would use superior armor is so you get a magic find bonus, which also happens to be in the Ender Dragon pet. The next ability on the Phoenix pet is called Fourth Flare. On your 4th melee strike, ignite mobs, dealing 8.7 times your crit damage each second for 5 seconds. So if I'm interpreting this correctly, you hit a mob 4 times, and then 8.7 times your crit damage per second for 5 seconds, even if you don't hit it at all. I don't know. We're going to try it out with some Tarantula quests. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to spawn the boss. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it did 13,000, 25,000, 12,000, 12,000, 12,000. Okay. So it doesn't even if I don't attack it. And it seems to be a cooldown of whenever it times out. So, like, you cannot stack this ability and have, like, a bunch of these extra damage ticks going on it. It's not, like, insanely good, but it's a nice little bonus, you know. So right now, my crit damage is 441. And if you multiply 441, you definitely do not get 12,000. So I'm assuming there are some damage multipliers involved. I assume it just takes your enchants and adds that. One thing I do want to show you guys is that there is actually another rarity of the Phoenix pet. It's an epic rarity, and it has less perks. If I go here and I type in Phoenix, you can see there are 3 legendaries in 3 epics. So also the epic Phoenix only has the top 2 perks, whereas the legendary has the eternal coins and the flying perks. So that is kind of what makes it, like, really good. So someone in the guild just had a suggestion in which I use a Remnant of the Eye and the Phoenix pet to see what'll happen, because they kind of have similar abilities. So whenever you're about to die, it makes you go back at full health, or it'll just teleport you there. So I have the pet out. I'm just gonna yeet myself into the void. I have the Remnant. I'm gonna see what happens. They both went up. Or they both activated. It's kind of weird because the Phoenix pet, whenever you fall in the void, your health, it goes down to, like, nothing. But the Remnant will do the opposite. It'll teleport you to that spot, but your health will be completely full. So before I end this video, I want to give some thoughts on this Phoenix pet and what I think about it. So this Phoenix pet is pretty cool, but there are other pets in the game that are even better. The main issue with the Phoenix pet is that a lot of the perks that are on it already exist in other forms. With the Eternal Coins, you have the Piggy Bank. With the Magic Bird perk, you have Magical Mushroom Soup. With this Fourth Flare ability, you have pets that can deal more damage than what this provides. This Rekindle thing, you can just use really strong sets and not die, or you can use, like, Remnants. Maybe in the future, there'll be more ways to prevent death, so I think the price of this thing will definitely drop. Right now, they're going for, like, 115 to 130 million, so I think it'll drop to like 80 to 70 million. There's other pets here like the Ender Dragon pet, which gives you a ton of damage, more magic find, more everything. It's great. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end this video here. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, and shout out to Phoenix Pet for letting me borrow his Phoenix pet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video later.